So you're going to vote for Theresa May now that you watched both leaders' interviews?
I just think hers is lollable.
Why?
Because she just doesn't fucking answer questions, do you know what I mean?
Do you think Jeremy Corbyn answered all his questions?
Sometimes I thought, oh God, do you know what I mean?
Like when? What was the worst bit of Jeremy Corbyn, do you think?
Well, I can't recall it was at the beginning. I don't think it was anything to do with the IRA though. I think it was his explanation of borrowing, to be honest. That kind of concerned me. But do you know what? Do think also that borrowing is, in some way, it's inevitable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But the debt's going up anyway under the Tories.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Labour government borrowed, and the Tories came in and said we're going to cut borrowing, but didn't. They just borrowed more. Fucking hell, man, what the hell is going on?
Bats. So my point is, like, they're both going to put the debt up. One of them's going to put that money into, like, helping all of us because of our public services being invested in.
That's
and
where
houses,
it massively sways in Labour's favour for me, because she is not doing anything where I've thought, personally, for me, and I'm the average Joe, that's not going to help. That's just... there was a lot of skirting around things. Even the manifesto is not very clear, I don't think, to be fair.
What, the Tory one?
The Tory one, yeah.
Well,
it's all very vague.
They've gone back on the cap, haven't they? Because it's right, Andrew Neil was right to keep asking about that, because there's no getting away from it.
But Peter,
Jeremy Hunt said days before.
Nothing has changed.
Fucking hell.
Jeremy Hunt, though, he said before, just like a few days before, that they're getting rid of a cap, and the cap's unfair. So they have gone back on it. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, they have gone back on
and
it.
she won't admit it, so she's a liar. What about the police cuts thing? What do you think about how she responded to that police officer that said that community policing has gone and intelligence has gone because of the Tory cuts?
Then we absolutely need more invested in policing and the firefighters and the doctors and nurses. They should be the absolute priority. I also think the armed forces should get a little bit of more of a nod, to be honest, but that might be just because I'm
ex-army.
Ex-army anyway.
Yeah, I think they should as well.
Because
as much as I absolutely agree with Corbyn about peace and shit, and wouldn't it be nice to be in a world where there's no armies, until that day we need to look after them.
Yeah, we still need to look after them.
But I do believe Corbyn will do that. He always treats veterans with respect and army soldiers with respect whenever you see him on the telly, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. They're the most important people out there, and it is not unfair to say that the highest earners shouldn't pay a little bit more. And what that little bit more it actually entails, when you look at it, is a fucking pittance. Because even for somebody 80 grand, it works out at about £7 a week, I think.
If you earn if you earn £2 million, would you be happy that your tax is at 50%? So you have to give £1 million of that back in tax to be spent by the government of the day?
Yeah. Because £1 million is fucking shitloads of money. More than anybody has in their entire lifetime. More than many people have in their entire lifetime. If you can't make £1 million last year lifetime, then, well, you're a fool. And it's only £1 million a year, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Let's face it. So the next year you're going to make another £1 million. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you'll have £2 million by next year anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a one-off. I need to catch a magic carp. Film the magic carp. Yeah, boy.
What's the name of the leader of the Lib Dems? Do you know his name?
Oh, shit.
It's Tim Fallon.
Tim Fallon, that's it. Oh, that's really poor, isn't it?
What do you think?
I did watch the...
What's the name of the
ITV.
UKIP leader?
That's Andy Burnham, isn't it?
That's Andy Burnham,
What? The
No,
UKIP
it's not.
leader?
He's the mayor, isn't he? Oh my fucking god, sorry. Who is the UKIP leader? The thing
Paul
is,
Nuttall.
right, they're all fucking... Oh, that bald dude. He looks like Ed Edmondson.
In Bottom.
In Bottom, yeah.
If only fucking Rick May was still alive, we could get him to go around and beat the shit out of him. So what do you think about the Lib Dem policy to legalise marijuana? Because the war on drugs has been going since, what, the 80s? It's not working, is it? More people are smoking it now anyway, despite the war on drugs. But the thing is, it's being grown by fucking arseholes, and it is being used to sometimes fund terrorism and shit, because the money goes abroad to terrorists over there or whatever.
So we could keep the money in the UK, they can tax it and make shitloads of cash off of it, because everyone will be smoking it. There is zero waste products from growing marijuana.
Everyone will be smoking it, do you think they will?
All of the stalks and twigs and leaves and shit like that that don't get used can be turned into paper, hessium sacks, clothing. Did I say paper?
Probably.
Probably. So, yeah.
But do you think that obviously we need to use some of the money we get from it, like...
Oh, well, create jobs
Yeah.
as well.
Some
So
people might get addicted to that and it might be harmful to them. So we need to invest money into making sure that helped.
Yeah. But this is at the point where people will go, oh, right, well, that's it, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? At that point, why should we? But then you've still got alcohol. And while alcohol is around, people still drive. Still people get pissed and get in their cars and drive around and cause accidents, fight. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same. We spend plenty of money in the NHS patching people up for being pissed. It does not necessarily mean that you're going to have that many people now getting stoned.
Well, even if they are, people don't
cars.
tend to go out and fight and stuff when they're stoned, do they? So what do you think about UKIP's policy to ban the burqa? And I'm not making this up. They think it will help Muslim women get more vitamin D.
What? Did they actually say that? Did they need more vitamin D?
That's their actual policy.
Oh, poor Muslim women needing more vitamin D. What the actual fuck? Where's he got that kind of evidence from?
I don't know.
But anyway,
But the main
burqa,
thing, what do you think about banning the burqa?
It's just fucking wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
It's like just telling a white person will ban the skinny jeans. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck?
Well, it's not,
just...
because one's a fashion accessory and the other one is a religious
Right, so the
garment.
fact that it's religious and that is their faith and that's coming from a complete atheist.
So I hear a lot of people say, because the thing is, because it's a religious garment or whatever it's called, they're allowed to say that, no, I'm not taking it off. And they're saying that's a security risk. Like, for example, you know, a motorcyclist has to take his hat off in the garage, but a woman can go in a full burqa veil and is allowed to keep her face covered because it's a religious thing, yeah?
But yeah, it's a religious thing. It's not new. It's been around for, like,
oh,
forever.
yeah, ever. Yeah,
In
but
the
the thing
Muslim
is, right?
You wear a bike helmet because it's to keep your head safe when you're on the road. So
Yeah.
There's no need to wear it in a
But
shop.
there's an actual reason. If you go back and find out, there's a reason why they banned it. People used to be able to wear their bike helmets in shops, but there was like a big spate of robberies all around the country where people were using them because
Right.
they're obviously protective, aren't they? You can't knock them out if you hit them on the head with
So
a
do you
helmet on.
get loads of Muslim women committing crimes then, do we?
That's the thing, isn't it? If there was, then you might say fair enough, but
we
they're
don't.
not.
So, what is the point?
And I've seen women in burqas giving interviews, and they talk about how they don't feel oppressed. They're doing it because they want to do it, and it's part of their religion. And they feel like Western women kind of are oppressed because they feel like they've got to have super skinny bodies, and wear as little clothes as they can to show off the bodies.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, really, isn't it? But
Yeah.
the opposite end.
It is.
So therefore, if we're going to ban burqas, perhaps we should ban women showing their skin as well.
Yeah.
And make it so that women don't feel like they have to have a super skinny body or whatever. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Who do you think you're going to vote for?
I know I'm going to vote for.
So Labour then.
Absolutely.
And what percentage chance is there of you changing your mind?
0.
What if Jeremy Corbyn come on the news tomorrow and said, do you know what, I do support the IRA and I'm glad they fucking set off all them bombs. And the reason I invited them to tea that day after the Brighton bombing was because I was hoping they might get hold of fucking Muggy Thatcher.
It's just not, though, is he? Because he's not about war, he's about peace. He's about, let's exhaust every other option before we start throwing nuclear weapons at each other. There has to be a better way to cloth.
Why is it like a cloth?
I don't fucking know. Maybe someone killed somebody down here and used it to wipe their hands.
Okay. I think UKIP messed up on our manifesto launch because I think Paul Nuttall, whatever he said, I can't remember what he said, but whatever he said, the press he made out that it was almost was saying was Theresa May was responsible, like personally, for the Manchester bombing.
Her and her party are equally responsible.
You could argue Labour under Blair was too.
Well,
but it is a different Labour under Corbyn.
Oh yeah, totally.
A lot of Labour people don't like that fact though.
Something seriously has just flown in my hair. Oh my fucking god.
What do you think about Labour getting to 5 points behind the Tories in that latest poll?
I think I knew it was going to happen. I was feeling very deflated at the start, thinking that maybe everyone just did fucking hate him. Do you know what I mean? But when he released that manifesto, I just was gobsmacked. Because all of it is amazing.
It's a pretty brave
anybody-
manifesto, really, isn't it?
It is brave. But it's fucking doable, though. Do you know what I mean?
There is some analysis, though, that says it could. Don't be fooled, basically, because you do get what's called a rogue poll. So when one comes out that's been massively different to the rest, like this one, it's all about the next poll, which is the weekend. What now?
This weekend.
Yeah, Sunday night, I think it's released.
So, I mean, the first time we talked about this, I remember you saying that it had gone into, like, single figures.
Yeah,
and then the other
now gone
day,
down to 5,
yeah, you said it had gone down to 5.
Although, I heard today that Tony Blair got to 5 points ahead of the Tories when he won first of all, and then ended up winning a massive landslide, which says that the Tories being 5 points ahead now could win a massive landslide still. Do you know what I mean? So we need to need to be above them.
What was
really.
it like on the last? What were the polls suggesting on the last election?
Another hung parliament, I think, but then the Tories won a majority. Just. If we can't win, it could be a case of that, at the very least, Theresa May actually loses power, as in has even less seats than she's got now. That would still be a victory, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Vote Labour. Vote Jeremy Corbyn.
Vote Jeremy Corbyn.